You have taken back your personal power and reclaimed control over your energy, moving on from the low vibrational patterns that once held you down. This transformation has been profound, allowing you to rise above the negativity and toxicity that had surrounded you for too long. In doing so, you've broken free from the limitations that were placed on you, whether by others or by your own past experiences. This newfound sense of empowerment is not only healing for you, but it is also having a powerful ripple effect on your person. Your personal growth and the elevation of your energy are serving as a catalyst for your person's own awakening. They, too, are beginning to reclaim their personal power, especially as they untangle themselves from a karmic situation that has been draining them. This karmic cycle may have involved people, habits, or patterns that kept them stuck, feeling powerless, and unable to fully step into their potential. But your decision to move forward and take charge of your own life is inspiring them to do the same. It's as if they can feel your energy pulling away from the old patterns, and that distance is what is drawing them closer to you, emotionally and spiritually. Your person has been feeling increasingly powerless and even worthless without your presence in their life. The dynamic between you two has shifted significantly. As you've become stronger, more independent, and more aligned with your highest self, they have been forced to confront their own feelings of inadequacy. They can sense that you are no longer willing to settle for the breadcrumbs they may have offered in the past. You have outgrown that phase, and they know it. This realization is both daunting and motivating for them. They are acutely aware that if they don't act soon, they risk being left behind. Your energy is no longer tied down by their indecisiveness or any external negativity. You are breaking free, and they know that if they don't step up and make their next move toward you, they could lose you for good. The fear of being left behind is pushing them to take action, but it's more than just fear. There's a deep craving within them for your presence, your love, and your connection. Your person is yearning to express the love they feel for you. It's not a superficial attraction or a fleeting emotion, but a pure and eternal love that they may not have fully understood until now. They want to tell you how much they cherish you and how deep their feelings truly go. The separation between you, whether it's physical or emotional, has made them realize just how much they need you in their life. Their desire to connect with you is becoming more urgent with each passing day. At this moment, they are undergoing their own process of healing. They are on an accelerated path, aligning themselves with the signs and synchronicities of the universe. It's as if everything around them is pushing them toward you, encouraging them to heal, grow, and step into a higher vibration. They are becoming more attuned to the messages the universe is sending, which are guiding them toward making the necessary changes in their life. However, along with this newfound clarity comes a sense of anxiety. They are eager to talk to you, to share their feelings, and to rebuild the connection that has always existed between you. Your person has moved on from their karmic cycle, and they now recognize that nothing can break the soul bond they share with you. This bond is unbreakable, transcending time, space, and any temporary obstacles. No matter how far apart you may seem or how challenging the circumstances have been, your souls are eternally connected. This realization has brought them a sense of peace, but also a sense of urgency. They understand that while the bond between you cannot be severed, the opportunity to strengthen and nurture that bond in this lifetime is something they must act on. The endings they are experiencing in their life, whether it's the closing of karmic chapters or the release of old patterns, are leading them toward a new beginning. This new beginning isn't just for them, it's for both of you. As they shed the layers of their past and step into their true self, they are preparing for a future with you, one that is built on mutual growth, understanding, and a deep, soul-level love. You have taken control of your life and elevated your energy, and in doing so, you've set the stage for your person to do the same. They are ready to move forward, to leave behind the negativity and karmic cycles that have held them back, and to step fully into the connection they share with you. This is a time of transformation for both of you, and while it may feel uncertain or even challenging at times, the love that exists between you is guiding you toward a beautiful new chapter together. Endings are always difficult, but they are also necessary for new beginnings to emerge. And the new beginning that awaits you and your person is one filled with the promise of healing, love, and unity. Before I met you, my life was much like anyone else's, busy, structured, and filled with responsibilities. I had fallen into a routine, one that seemed perfectly normal on the surface. My days were a cycle of work, obligations, and expectations that I felt bound to meet. If something was given to me, I would do it, no questions asked, even if it wasn't what I truly wanted to do. It was almost like an unspoken rule that I had to follow: keep going, keep doing, no matter what. And it wasn't just about tasks or responsibilities, it extended to the people around me as well. If someone wanted something from me, I would give it, even if it meant putting my own desires or needs aside. I didn't pause to think about whether it was what I wanted because, in my mind, keeping others happy seemed more important than my own fulfillment. Deep down, though, I always carried this nagging feeling that I needed validation from everyone around me. It was as if my self-worth was tied directly to how others perceived me. I strived to be perfect in everyone's eyes, and that became exhausting. I would try to make sure I did everything right, that I met everyone's expectations, and that I lived up to the image they had of me. But no matter how hard I tried to maintain that image, the loneliness and sadness inside me never went away. I could be surrounded by people, fulfilling all the roles I thought I needed to, yet feel utterly disconnected and lost. I had many questions about my life and my path, but I always felt like no one else was asking the same things. These questions would gnaw at me. What was I really doing this for? Why did I care so much about what others thought of me? Was this all there was to life? But I hesitated to voice these thoughts, afraid that if I did, I would be seen as weak or incapable. I worried that admitting my doubts and vulnerabilities would make me appear less strong, less of the person people expected me to be. So, I kept quiet. I buried those questions deep inside, afraid of what would happen if they came to the surface. And as a result, I kept moving forward in life without realizing how many emotions I was suppressing. I ignored my own needs and desires for so long that, eventually, the weight of it all began to hurt, emotionally, mentally, and even physically. It was as if everything I had been holding back was finally catching up to me, and the pain was overwhelming. Then, you came into my life. I don't know what it was about you, but from the moment we started talking, something changed. I felt a sense of peace, like I had found someone I had been searching for without even knowing it. With you, I didn't feel the pressure to be perfect or to live up to anyone's expectations. It was as if, for the first time in a long while, I could just be myself, without fear of judgment or rejection. When we talk, I feel alive in a way I hadn't felt in years. It's as if the fog that had clouded my mind and heart lifted, and suddenly, everything became clearer. Being with you makes me feel more confident, not because I'm trying to prove something, but because you make me feel accepted and loved for who I am. It's not about meeting someone else's expectations or trying to be perfect in your eyes. With you, I don't feel the need to seek validation because you've shown me that I'm enough just as I am. Your presence in my life has brought me a sense of calm that I hadn't experienced before. It's as if, in you, I found a missing piece, someone who understands me on a deeper level, and that understanding has allowed me to reconnect with parts of myself I had long forgotten. Our conversations leave me feeling refreshed, like a breath of fresh air after being stuck in a stuffy room for too long. They've given me the confidence to begin addressing the emotions I had buried for so long and to start thinking about my own needs and desires in a way I hadn't allowed myself to before. You've helped me realize that it's okay to ask questions, to have doubts, and to not always have everything figured out. More than that, you've shown me that I don't have to carry the weight of the world on my shoulders alone. Now, I feel more hopeful about the future and more certain that I can face whatever comes my way. And I owe that, in large part, to you. You've given me the space to breathe, to be vulnerable, and to grow, and for that, I am deeply grateful. Your partner is now fully aware of the profound connection that exists between you two, a bond they might have once taken lightly or misjudged. This love story was always destined for something greater, something powerful and inescapable. It's not just a fleeting romance but a deep, spiritual connection that both of you are meant to experience. The intensity of this bond is undeniable, and your partner is beginning to realize that this connection cannot be ignored or swept aside. They understand now, more than ever, that this love was meant to be fulfilled, that it holds a significance far beyond what they had initially imagined. At this moment, they are struggling. They are in their own world, perhaps dealing with their own challenges and frustrations. It's possible they are surrounded by people or situations, karmic lessons, in fact, that are draining them or making them question their choices. They find themselves lashing out or expressing their frustrations in ways that might not even directly relate to you, but the root of it all is that they miss you terribly. Their heart aches for the connection they once had with you, and their soul feels the void that your absence has left. Even though they may not openly admit it, deep down, they know that their frustration is really just a reflection of the pain they feel from being away from you. Part of their current struggle is the realization that they underestimated you. They thought they had you figured out, that they knew exactly how this relationship would play out, and perhaps they believed it wouldn't last. Maybe they thought this love would fade with time or that it was a fleeting chapter in their life. But now, they see how wrong they were. You weren't just a passing presence in their life, you were, and still are, someone significant, someone who touched their soul in a way that others have not. Now that they've come to this realization, they are filled with regret. They regret misjudging you, misjudging the relationship, and most of all, misjudging the depth of the connection between you two. Your silence is having a profound effect on them. While they may have expected you to reach out first or to break the tension, you've chosen a different path. You've chosen silence, and this is driving them crazy. It's not just the absence of your voice or your words that's affecting them, it's the realization that they no longer have control over the situation. They are used to you being the one who keeps things going, but now that you've pulled back, it's causing them immense frustration. They're not just upset with the situation, they're mad at you for not initiating the conversation. They want you to be the one to break the silence, to make the first move, but you're holding your ground. And in doing so, you've shifted the power dynamics in a way they never expected. This silence is forcing them to pay attention in ways they didn't before. You now have their full, undivided attention. They are watching you, observing your actions, and perhaps even checking in on you without your knowledge. They're trying to figure out what your next move will be, anticipating what you might do, but you've become unpredictable to them. This unpredictability is making them anxious, and it's only intensifying their desire to reconnect with you. Even though they're upset about the lack of communication, they can't help but keep an eye on you. They are consumed by thoughts of what you might do next and how they should respond. The lack of communication between you two is hurting them deeply. Even though they may have been the ones to initiate this distance, to create the space between you, they are now the ones suffering the most from it. They thought they could handle the separation, that they could go without talking to you, but now they realize how wrong they were. The distance is unbearable, and they regret ever letting it get to this point. They want to end the silence, to bridge the gap, but they are unsure of how to do it. Now, they find themselves praying for a resolution. They are hoping and wishing that things can go back to the way they were before, or even better, that you two can move forward into something even more meaningful. They want to end this stalemate, this period of silence that has caused so much pain. They desire nothing more than a heart-to-heart conversation with you, a conversation where they can lay everything out on the table, express their regrets, and, hopefully, find a way to move forward together. They know that this connection is too important to lose, and they are willing to do whatever it takes to mend the bond and fulfill the destiny that this love story holds.